Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Ray of Chiropractic Plus, and what I wanted to put down into a video format is just what we do in our office. Literally, our job and responsibility is huge. What we want to do in our office is literally transform people's lives. There's many people out there who oftentimes have difficulty with health challenges, be it diabetes, heart disease, cancer, or as simple as back pain, headaches, neck pain, whatever it might be. And they're left with a quandary on what to do. They don't know what to do. And they end up going to different medical providers, be it a chiropractor, be it a medical provider, an osteopath, a naturopath, any number of doctors. But the challenge that they have is that what they're getting is symptom management and not restoration of health. Our approach to health and wellness is completely unique in so much as what we do is our goal is to not manage your symptoms, but rather restore the body back to its ultimate perfection, which was given to them by God. When we're born healthy, and what happens is we start to develop habits and things that cause damage, be it physical traumas to the body, accidents, injuries, falls, lifting, twisting, whatever it might be. Emotional stress from family stresses, deaths in the family, divorces, things of that nature. And then we also do autotoxicity. We poison our bodies through alcohol, cigarettes, junk food, medications, artificial sweeteners, internal office poisons, things like that. There's all kinds of things that are around us that poison our bodies. And we start going from this wonderful, glorious, healthy body, and we start drifting into symptoms, sickness, and ultimately disease. When we go to various providers, we literally get a mirage of treatments. We get drugs to cover up symptoms, and some may be going to chiropractors and adjustments to manage symptoms, or they go to the massage therapist to manage symptoms, or even doing natural approaches like herbal remedies, again, managing symptoms. But it's all about one thing: controlling and managing those symptoms. What we want to truly do is take a person from where they are and restore them back to that sense of well-being. The typical American model, what happens? We start off healthy, and then we start getting sick. And as we start drifting into sickness and disease, we don't even know it's happening because there's a threshold of symptoms. See, we define health in our country based upon two criterion: how we look and how we feel. Now, we judge ourselves all the time. I look at, for example, Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett, a very, very gorgeous, very fit-looking, healthy person, now dead from cancer. Patrick Swayze, another example, looked good, felt good, and he ended up sick and diseased and dying from cancer. You see, we lose our health well before we know it because we rely on symptoms. Then we finally get the gift, and I say that with a tongue in cheek, because people say, the gift of symptom. Gosh, I don't want to feel lousy, but it truly is a gift because it's the signaling system our body was designed with to tell us that something's wrong. Then we end up going to these various providers, and then they do things to turn the symptoms off. That was never the intention. You turn the symptom off, that doesn't fix the cause. So literally by turning off symptoms, we're making the problem worse and worse and worse until ultimately we end up in a medical facility, they run a medical test and end up diseased. And now we're into an entirely different model. Now we're into disease management, be that chemotherapy, radiation, surgeries for cancers, or heart bypasses and stents for those types of diseases. They cut out chunks of your colon from colitis. They give you insulin shots for diabetes, and now we're into disease management. That's not health. That's just symptom and disease management. What we do in our office is a very unique approach. We literally take testing not to determine how sick you are or how diseased you are, but rather to determine what is your level of health and develop a customized strategy for the restoration of health and wellness using 5 critical essentials. Nutrition. To be healthy, you have to eat right. To be healthy, you have to exercise, but you have to exercise right, and you have to eat healthy. But what's healthy eating? What's healthy exercise? See, we don't know. We have to learn how to not toxify our bodies. But what's toxicity? We don't know that either. What's good for us? What's not? And we have to learn how to manage stress. Now those 4 essentials are like, I use the word essential on purpose, because it is essential you do it, but there's one essential that's the most critical of all, and that is the nervous system. You see, the true definition of health was developed in 1946. In 1946, the definition of health came, and that is this: health is not how we feel, but it's how our bodies function. When you go to a medical provider and they measure the EKG and run a treadmill test, they're measuring the function of your heart to determine if it's healthy, which is a wonderful approach. But the biggest take home of all is what controls all body function. That's the central nervous system. You see, health is the nervous system. If there's interference to that nervous system, body literally dies. For example, if I cut the nerve to the heart, you've lost all function to that heart, and what are you? You're dead. So if you put pressure on the nerve to the heart, is there any possible way that heart can be healthy? Absolutely not. It cannot be healthy. So what's going to happen? Is it going to move towards health and wellness now, or towards sickness and disease? It then moves towards disease. And then we start managing that problem with drugs, and then ultimately surgical procedures, and then we end up with a heart attack and die. See, what we want to do is determine what is the function of the nervous system. So we measure it literally to determine what is the health of the nervous system and restore that back to 100% health, healing, and dare I say even life, because that's what life is. We live our lives through this nervous system. So we always hear you are what you eat. Well, that's not really true. You are what you digest and absorb. So if the nerve to your stomach is interfered with, even if you put the best organic food, the best vitamins, the best supplements, the best detoxification, the best exercise, and the best stress management in a package, if there's interference to that nervous system, which is the leader above all other essentials, the body still won't be well. So we have to restore the nervous system. Now, again, the nervous system, the most critical part of it is the central system, the brain and spinal cord. And why do we know it's so important? Because it has armor around it. See, God was smart when He designed it, put the skull and the spine around the central system to protect that delicate system. What happens? Physical traumas, emotional stress, chemical exposures, twist our spine into subluxation misalignment, put pressure on the nerve, and our health starts to deteriorate. So to get healthy, we have to take an x-ray to determine what the alignment of your structure and spine is to determine the presence or absence of health and wellness. We take a before x-ray, take it, and change it back to perfection, and allow that body to free flow that innate energy that allows the body to be well. Add to it perfect nutrition, stress management, detoxification, and nutrition, and you get to have glorious wellness and health. And that's what we do.